Yep, good evening and welcome to tonight's session of the How To series. Super glad to be in your face again. If you're watching live, thank you for joining in live. And you can always drop your questions in the comment section as it's being streamed premiere live. All right, so how's the week been? I believe great, fantastic. Okay, so what's the How To series? In case it's your first time joining, the How To series is a very pragmatic series which I put together and which aims at just answering very straight questions. You get how to do this. I don't want to come up with all those videos where we have hours and hours of talk and then there is no straight to the point answer. So my goal with the How To series is to answer the question how to ABC. So this week we're going to be talking about how to set a personal income goal. How to set a personal income goal. Last week we discussed about how to measure key results in your life. If you want to be able to watch that video, please go to the previous videos on my channel. You'd see it there, just the previous week. Just go to the video section. And if you've not joined this great movement, please subscribe. The subscribe button should be down there. Just subscribe and click on the notification if you want to be able to get notification of anytime we're going live. All right, that said, we'll be jumping into this week's main aim. This week's main aim. This week's aim is to uncover this idea about a personal income goal. How much do you really need to live comfortably as a person? How much do you really need? I discovered that several people are not necessarily pursuing the kind of are not necessarily pursuing their career, their business with a kind of passion because they're not really clear about how much they really need to live life comfortably. So for you, how much do you really need? Is there a method you've used to set your income goal? Okay, so for me, I personally believe when I was about to share this series, when I was doing promotion for it, I threw it on one of my social media channels that for me, an average income for a Nigerian to live comfortably, no form of luxury, no form of chilling attached, is about 2 million naira a month. Some people were like, huh? Other people were like, yeah. Some people were like, that's even little, right? Multiple views, and I was glad and excited about the different views we all had. But typically, I believe that 2 million naira, thereabouts, plus or minus, is a fair amount to live just comfortably. Now, does that mean I'm earning? In fact, let me just be plain. I'm not yet earning 2 million naira a month, and I'm working hard to get there. Does not mean I'm suffering. No, not necessarily. But I'm saying the level of comfort that allows you to enjoy everything that is available, at least almost everything that's available, from electricity, 24 hours electricity, 24 hours water, security, good access road, good schools for kids, good clothing, good everything, just good, not extreme, just good, right? So not to spend too much time, I want to share today how to break down every piece that you need to put in the puzzle, how to punch the numbers on how much income you need as a person. It's not rocket science. You could actually determine how much money you need to live comfortably as a person. It's not rocket science. It's not hidden. You just choose the level of life you want, and then you follow what I'm about to share you. There are about 12 or 13 key areas you have to just put a number to, and you come up with a rough estimate of how much you need to live your life comfortably. So what is a typical life? I think I would use myself for example. I may not know what is a typical good life for you, but I know what a typical good life for me is. For my friends, they would say I like enjoyment. But come on now, come on. There's so much gold, diamond, great stuff on earth. So why would I be the one to suffer? It's choice, right? It's a choice. All right. So typically, if you want to come up with the amount of money you need as income for yourself, There is I once took a training in 2017 there, about 2016 2017, with Sir Olufukeji Ejimi Adegbeye, Sir Olufukeji, Pastor Olufukeji Ejimi Adegbeye, where he taught us about the dream income analyzer. That was focused on your dream income, the income you propose to have in the future. But I just took extracts from there, and now I'm not talking about dream income, so to say. This is more or less your fair income analyzer, right? Fair income. So we're not really going to be talking about dreams, we're just going to be talking about ideals. So I've broken down almost 15 or 16 key areas, but I'll talk about a few of them very keenly so that we'll be able to get the exact details of how to go about it. So if you want to find out how much money you need to make a month to live a comfortable life for yourself in your city, in your with your lifestyle choices, here are key areas you should have at the back of your mind when determining that number. At the end of this video, I want you to create that number, to tell me, no, not to tell me, to tell yourself that amount of money, and then I'll tell you what to do with that. All right. Number one thing is rent. If you're a young guy like me and you're probably yet married, you still need rent, right? But most likely your rent might not be so much of a big deal. But the moment you start thinking about family, which I believe most of the people reading or watching this video are either in their family houses or they're about to start their own families, most students may not find this so interesting. Please, if you're a student, you'll get here, right? So rent. How much do you think is rent? How much do you think is rent in a in a good house? What is a good house? A good house does not leak. A good house does not have terrible ambience. A good house has security. A good house has water. A good house has access to electricity, good roads. A good house. I'm an architect, architectural designer, so I understand what a good house is and how much to get a good house. If you're looking at getting a good house, let's say you live in a city like Abuja, in the central areas, and you're talking about rent could go as fair fair rent could go as, for let's say, a 2 bedroom 3 bedroom flat, could go as high as, or as low as, or as normal as 2 to 5 million thereabout, depending on the specific area you're staying, right? That's a good house. You're not going to suffer traffic of trying to get back to your house. You understand this kind of things? Yes, I don't think like right. So you're looking at that already. Rent alone in an estate or a place that is secured, access to electricity, water, and all of those things might be going from between 2 million to 5 million in a year. Write that down somewhere. For me, I think that's a cool house. Even in Kano here, probably a good house of that nature, I would be looking at probably 1 million or 1.5 million thereabout, 2 bedroom 3 bedroom flat per year in a good area. Fair, truly. So let's just write that. Just note that at the back of your mind. Already, that's already over a million. So if you're planning your dream income to be 100,000, you're not going to pay rent, because in 1 year that's already 1.2 million. So we've already crossed that. You see how I got to the 2 million mark now. Next thing is food, groceries. Everybody eats. Everybody needs to buy one or two things here and there. How much do you need to spend on food and groceries? Let's say for you yourself, or let's say you, a wife and 2 kids, which is like an average family. How much do you think you spend on groceries? Buying all the food, not just rice and beans or danwake and corn, right? What did they used to call it? Measure of corn. True. The next thing I'll talk about is transport, movement, mobility. How do you get around? Do you have a car of your own? Fueling. If you don't have a car of your own, you're talking about public transport. Then if you're moving to another state, another location, flight costs and train tickets and all of that. How much do you think you spend a month? Taking your kids to school, taking your wife out, everything. How much do you think you spend a month? I don't know what number you put to that, but let me just build on it. So put a number to that. Put a number to that. Now I'm not talking about buying a car. We'll still talk about buying a car, but let's just say you have a car already. But if you're going to buy a car and you plan to buy a car, let's break it down. Let's put a car at very fair car, right? At 1.5 to 2.5 million, very low budget car. You understand what I'm trying to say? Low budget, because if you're in Abuja and you're using a 1 million naira car, they'll think you're Uber, right? Stuff like that. So you're very low budget, you're a very calm person. All right. Next is your utilities, electricity bill, service charge if you're living in an estate, right? A service estate, service charge, people that work for you, if you have a guard, depending on how you're living, depending on the kind of life you want to live. But I mean, if you're this is Nigeria, you're gonna pay for diesel, a lot of it over the year, throughout the entire year, right? So think about all of that. How much would you spend on diesel? How much would you spend on data? A month, you're most likely going to spend, as a normal person, you're almost going to spend maybe 40 to 100 GB of data. Now, it's not special. If you watch Netflix and other kind of, you will blow it. You will blow it. Especially for me now, I spend an average of 40 GB a month, and I don't do so much. So I don't really dwell there. Maybe training courses and stuff. So imagine all of this, right? Utilities, your bills, all the bills you're paying, the bills. Even if you are not really going to spend so much for you, your wife, your kids, I mean, just think about it. You're going to be needing almost, let's say, 100,000, 200. Service charges in some estates already 300,000, 400, before you're talking about personal utilities. Think about that. If you're living in a place where you're spending almost 2 million to 5 million on rent, you're most likely going to spend over 100 to 200,000 on service charge per year. All right, next. Let's say you want to now build your house. You're already living in a rented house. How much do you think it will cost you to build a good house, your own dream house, your own ideal house? Just go find out how much it costs. Just walk around the estate, ask them how much will this house cost. You see an average fair house, if it's a bungalow or a single duplex standing on its own, you're going to be seeing prices ranging from 70, 60 million, 70 million. If it's not a highbrow area, it's not highbrow. If it's a lower highbrow area, we're looking at 30 to 40 million, 20, 30, 40 million. If it's semi-detached, connected to other houses, probably from 15 million thereabouts, you're going to be getting a personal house. 15 million. If you're going to be paying 200,000 or 500,000 from any income, it will take you 2 years to pay it. If you're paying 200,000, it will take you 5 years to pay it. Think about it. Think about it. If you're paying 200,000 a month, it will take you 5 years to pay it for just 15 to 20 million naira house. Think about it. And that's not a rich, it's not like you built one dream. Now, if you're going to build your own house, you're going to buy a land. If you're buying a land in a good place, you're buying a land almost 10, 15 million, 20 million. Then if you're going to develop it, you're going to be spending almost 15, 20, 30 million. Another way to go. I hope you're seeing, I'm just calling numbers. I'm talking about, I want the numbers. Most people don't take their time to find out numbers. That's why they have fake illusion about the future they want. The future they want, they can never get there with the kind of desire they have in their heart about income. About income. Truly. Now, I'm not even talking about chilling. I'm not talking about high level chilling. Next, let's say your clothing, your shopping, how much will you spend? If you're buying good shirts, you're buying almost like 3K, 5K. That's low budget good shirts. Let's say mid budget 10K, 15K. You want something that is really branded, maybe 15, 20K. I'm just saying, you understand what I'm trying to say? And you should get some shirts, maybe 2 or 3 a month for you, your wife, and then your kids. Kids that keep changing because their clothes never stay in one size. Boy. School fees and personal development. If you want to get your MBA with Lagos Business School, you're paying about 6 million naira. 6 million naira, brother. You get the point now. If your child is going to a very cool school, I don't know, in some places like Bells International School, last time I checked, their school fees about 1 million, I think, per annum. I can't really remember whether it was part time or per annum. But I know it was above 1 million. That was 20. That was long ago, 10 years ago. Can you imagine? That was when. So I imagine there are schools and there are schools. If you want to go to the school where the teachers were designed to teach, They were not they're not teaching because that's the last result on earth. You know that moment when you're looking for a job, you can't find anything else, and then you turn into a teacher. I don't want that school. I want the school where the teachers are intentional. They are intentional about being teachers. They want to be teachers. They love being teachers, and they love to teach. That kind of school, you're probably paying how much per kid per term? Let's say 300, 250 per kid per term. That's about 750 a year. That's about 1.5 million already for 2 kids. Think about that. Now, that's not a high level school. That's a mid. You get, you're not sending them to the top of the top of the top necessarily. I don't know. You go find out more for yourself. Right. School fees. Now, your personal development yourself. I mean, trainings, courses, what will make you improve in your own career. What would you do about that? You should do something about that, right? Yes, you should pay for your trainings. You should pay for trainings. You should pay for education. Take your MBA, your mini MBA, your certification, or joining relevant associations, right? Relevant associations where you begin to rise in your career. I don't know, your PhD, your masters, whatever it is, you're gonna pay for it. Master's degree, cheap ones like 200,000, 300,000 per year. That's 2 years, 500,000. That's the cheap ones. If it's a better school, you're paying 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. I'm like, think about it. Think about it. Next is what do I do? Blah 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 blah. Giving, charity. You still have to give. You still have to be kind, right? You have tithes to pay if you're a person of faith. You have your tithes to pay, which already takes out 10% of the money. So if you say 2 million, that's already 200,000 gone. That's 1.8 million left by the time you remove rent. Boy. So you see that 2 million is like joke. Next, black tax. This is Africa. Your brother, your sister, maybe your extended family, some things that you have to spend on, or just even people around you, not even necessarily your brother or sister. Some people around will just meet you and say, bros, I beg. Of course, when you start when you begin to live the kind of life I'm explaining, definitely you have people calling you bros, I beg. Oh, my auntie's brother, this one, my brother, sister. You have to find a way to pay for all of those kind of things. Like, black tax is real. You can't avoid it 100% except you come from a fully rich family head to toe. Next is savings and investment. In all of these that I've said, you've not even saved money. You've not invested money. Savings and investment. You should keep a chunk of your money. Ideally, it is thought that at least 10 to 20%, 20% thereabouts should be kept as savings for investment, and 10 to 20% savings and investment monies that go out, that are kept to work for you. I really I've really shared much about this in the financial models for young adults class. You should get it. I really broke everything down about the first SA model for saving your money. Right, savings and investment. How much will you put there? Let's use percentage, 20%, 10%. Then you have emergency fund. Most people are just one health emergency away from being broke. I mean, not just broke, some will die, sadly. One health emergency that can be paid for, but people will die. Some will empty everything in their family, even extended family, and have it done, but they move back to zero. All land sold, all cars sold, everything sold. So most times it's advised that you have an emergency fund to help you cushion such kinds of expenses. Some money you just keep for special events that you may not be planning for. It doesn't mean you're waiting for it to happen, but you want to be prepared. You don't want to scatter your entire life when something you didn't plan for comes up, right? Then there's insurance. Insurance also helps greatly in that aspect. Health insurance, but sometimes insurance doesn't cover everything you get, so you still want to have some cash down. Sometimes insurance cannot necessarily cover when you lose a job. I don't know whether there are such policies, but if you lose your job, you have an emergency fund. You don't have to start selling your properties. You lose your job, you lose a contract, you lose something you get that takes you off balance, and you have some money to take care of you for a while, right? Vacations and holidays. Come on, you should rest, you should chill. Boy, I don't think I'll be able to go through all of these. Vacations, holidays, There's still miscellaneous expenses, your dream home, your dream car. I mean, you've not bought car inside all this talk that I'm talking. You've not really bought the car you want to use, and we're not even, my brother. So take time, just list out all these things I talked about. Put a number to it. How much would you need monthly to service all of this, or yearly? Take it by the year, rent per year, transport per year. Just put a number to it. Put a number to all of these things and start seeing how much would you really need to live the life that you want. Ask questions about it. If you have an area you're staying or a location, ask questions there. How much does it cost to take a house here? How much does it cost to school here? How much does it cost to send my kids to the best school around here or the first school around here? Put all those numbers down, and then you are moving towards finding your ideal income as a person. How much would that amount to? If you ask me, 2 million is going to be small. So if you're earning 2 million per month, you discover that you're not going to do something big. You're not going to be like flying to Dubai every weekend. You can't, except maybe you're single, totally single. You have nobody resting on you. You have no plans for the future. You're just balling it as it's coming. Yeah, you're going to live that kind of life. But if you're going to do all of these things, like build something, raise kids, raise a family, cover your insurance, black tax, give tithes, vacation, planned ones, utility, get a real house, start trying to build your own house, build a life. 2 million will make you look like a regular bro, like a regular brother. You see how it works now. So why am I saying all of these things? Three reasons why I'm sharing all of this. And one is because so that you can justify the amount of money or the amount of income you need. You can justify it. It won't just be an idea that came to your head. You're not just saying, I need to make at least 2 million, 3 million, 5 million a month by random occurrence. You know the numbers. You've seen that I want to live in this area. I want to live in the GRA of my city. I want to live in the safe areas of my city where everybody knows that there's not going to be chaos there. Even when there's chaos everywhere, it doesn't reach this area because of the people that live there and the security network and detail that goes on around there. That's where I want to live. I think that's fair. I should have security as a person, right? I shouldn't be scared. Right. So this is to justify. When you've justified the income you want to make, then your brain begins to agree to that number. It won't be like a miracle. Number two, the second reason is so that you can seek the growth and development and relationships required to get to that level. It doesn't matter where you are right now. You can begin to say, okay, this is what I really want to earn. Are there roles in my current industry that will make me get to this number? Let's say you're in the medical field. Are there people earning 3 million, 4 million a month in medical line? Let's say you're in the baking industry. Are there those in the baking industry earning this much per month? Let's say you're in any industry. You start benchmarking yourself with certain kinds of people, and then you start seeking the growth and development that will make you become that person so you can earn that money. The relationships, the knowledge, the understanding, the level of growth, the level of exposure you need, you start seeking it every single day so that you can be that person who can earn that amount of income per month or per period, right? Or per year or whatever. Then the third reason why I shared this, number one is justify, number two is seek, number three is for you to put in the work daily. It allows you put in the work daily. It tells you, dude, you got to put in the work. If you're earning 50,000 now, 60,000, 70,000, you can sit down and say, bro, I want to hit the 2 million mark. I want to hit the 5 million mark a month. And it means that I have to put in the work. It means that I have to get this level of knowledge, this level of certification, this level of relationship, this level of association, this level of endorsement to get to that income number. And then you wake up every day working towards that while living your best life. So I'm not sharing it so that you become agitated, stressed up, or under pressure, or start saying, oh, look at my life. No, it's not about that. It's about growth. It's about being able to plan your growth. So the final question is, what is your income target as a person? What is your income target as a person? All right, that sets it for tonight. Take your time, go to the last few minutes, take the points noted, the items noted, 1 to 15 of them. I'll add them in the description section, then put a number to each of them for yourself. My throat is really getting dry. All right, so finally, I want you to take this few action. Number one, join the High Performance Network on Facebook and through email list. You'll see a link in the description section. You can also take the finance course, which I talked about. More details in the description section. And get ready for the Amber Investment Club. Amber Investment Club is going to be released this month. And in the Investment Club, I already mentioned the name, Amber Investment Club. Investment Club is about a group bringing young guys together who want to build wealth long term. So we're going to be teaching, educating, and pulling resources at different points. I won't collect your money to invest for you, no, until you are well educated, until you know what you're doing. Then we might find ways to partner in projects and make some money for ourselves. So, but more of that in other series. And then if you're planning to get ahead in your career, you want to increase your performance, your productivity, you can hit me up for one-on-one session and other products I have concerning that. Just hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. Just hit me up, get my number, hit me up. All right, so that sets it. Until next week when I bring you the next how to question, when I answer the next how to question. Thank you so much for being a part. This is one of the longest I've done ever, because it's talking about money and plenty money numbers. All right, now thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to read through all the questions and all the comments in the comment section, so please drop it there. I'll reply to you as soon as I get to read it. I believe you're going to find so much value in this, and please do take the time out, set your own income goal, set your own minimum income goal. And I'm saying the minimum anybody should set, below which is going to be stressful to you, is 2 million naira a month minimum est. All right, have a fantastic week and God bless you. Bye bye.